At the peak of its power in the 18th century, this wealthy capital of Saxony ruled much of eastern Germany from the banks of the Elbe River. Saxony's greatest ruler was Augustus the Strong. To embellish his capital, he imported artists from all over Europe, especially from Italy. Dresden's grand architecture and dedication to the arts earned it the nickname Florence on the Elbe. In spite of its resurgence, Dresden is still known for its destruction in World War II. American and British planes firebombed the city on the night of February 13, 1945. The bombing was so fierce, it created its own climate, a firestorm. More than 25,000 people were killed in just one night, and 75% of the historic center was destroyed. Memorials, while understated, remember the horror of war. This simple inscription recalls that after the air raids, the bodies of 6,865 people killed in the bombing were burnt on this spot. For 40 years, through the Cold War, Dresden was part of communist East Germany. It was in what was called the Valley of the Clueless, one of the only places in East Germany that didn't get Western television. Under the communists, Dresden restored some of its damaged buildings, left others in ruins, and replaced many with modern, utilitarian sprawl. Prager Street, a bombed-out ruins until the 1960s, was rebuilt as a showcase for communist ideals. Its vast, uniform apartment blocks goose-step up the boulevard to this day. The design is typical of Soviet bloc architecture, from Moscow to Bucharest. Today, after a thorough update, they've become desirable places to live. After German reunification, the rebuilding of Dresden accelerated. The transformation has been impressive, and the city's once devastated historic center has been reconstructed. The Frauenkirche, or Church of Our Lady, is the symbol and soul of the city. When completed in 1743, this was Germany's tallest Protestant church. Then, in February of 1945, after the city was bombed, in the last months of the war, the Frauenkirche collapsed. For a generation, it lay there, a pile of rubble. Then Dresdeners decided to rebuild it completely and painstakingly. With the help of international donations, Dresden's most beloved church was rebuilt and finally reopened to the public in 2005. Stepping inside, you're struck by the shape. Not so wide, but very tall. The color scheme is pastel to emphasize the joy of faith and enhance the uplifting atmosphere of the services held here. The curves help create a feeling of community. A Lutheran church, but built at the peak of the Baroque period, it seems the artistic style of the age trumped the Lutheran taste for simplicity. The church's twisted old cross, which fell 300 feet from the tip of the dome and burned in the rubble, caps an inspirational story. Climbing to the top of the beautifully reconstructed dome, you're rewarded with a commanding view over Dresden and its river.